let's move on now. And I want to move on to an issue I was going to talk about yesterday, but I didn't feel the shape of yesterday's show gave me a chance to do it with I guess, the gravitas it required. Over the weekend, if you follow social media at all, and you will have seen it in mainstream news, it has been announced that Kate Middleton, or the Princess of Wales, I think she's called, the wife of the heir to the throne, Prince William, the Prince of Wales, she has cancer. And she is undergoing preventative chemotherapy. And I know a lot of people have had chemo, too many. And it's a pretty rugged old thing to go through. This followed weeks of increasingly weird speculation about Kate Middleton, and speculation about a photograph she put out, which had been touched up, following her admission to hospital. It also follows weeks of absolute claptrap and insensitive gossip and innuendo in mainstream and social media. The most egregious example probably was Jacinda Ardern's good friend Stephen Colbert, the American television talk show host, who literally said it was all because her husband William was having an affair, and they named the woman, and there were pictures of her. Was it the Marchionne of Chamondelay? That woman has in fact filed legal papers, sent a lawyer's letter to Stephen Colbert, and bloody good on her. As far as I'm aware, there's been no apology from Colbert for his mean and baseless speculation about Kate Middleton. And I hope all of those, and I must admit once here on the program I said something, does anyone know where she is? Maybe lightheartedly. And I accept that I have been taught a lesson sometimes in just shutting up. You do not need to have an opinion or know about anything, because so many people will identify with either receiving a cancer diagnosis or having a loved one receive a cancer diagnosis, and what that means for friends and families, the individuals concerned, but most importantly the kids, if it is a parent who has the cancer. And I have had way too many friends who have lost husbands or wives and have had children, and the tragedy that leaves behind. So, look, I know I'm optimistic to think this. I just hope people think about what has happened in the last month or so with Kate Middleton, with the princess, and whatever they think of the monarchy or the class system or anything, just reflect on how they use social media, what they click on, what they like. And I'd leave this section here but for this. Some who got into the speculation on this, are also leaders in the disinformation being spread about COVID vaccines, and the people I lovingly refer to as cookers or anti-vax nutters. And their trolling and their stupidity and their insensitivity wasn't just about Kate having cancer. There's this silly thing going around about turbo cancer. Rates of cancer in the United States actually haven't gone up at all since the introduction of vaccines. And idiots like that guy Steve Kirsch, who pops up constantly on Rabbit Hole Radio. There are people in our government who are about this, and they are the real ghouls of the internet at the moment. And it's not just Kate Middleton and her sad predicament that they use to try and make their stupid brain-dead points. You would note that journalist Rod Oram, who I knew and many knew, I may not have agreed with everything Rod wrote, but he was a decent human being. Rod Oram dies, and the anti-vaxxers, the cookers, the nutters are suddenly saying, oh gosh, was he vaccinated? Vaccine, oh, there you go. Anyone dies now And those ghouls like Steve Kirsch, and there are people in New Zealand, NZDSOS or whatever they're called, or New Zealand and the mRNA vaccine, and they will take and speculate on a real person who has died in real time without having a frigging idea what they are talking about. And I think they're ghouls and vampires and idiots. And whenever they do that, it reminds me why their arguments are BS, why they are people who should not be taken seriously in a scientific sense or an emotional sense or in a political sense. They are ghouls looking for confirmation of their whack job theories. So I'm just saying, every time you see someone on social media who says, isn't that interesting? Is that just a coincidence? Do you notice anything about this death? Particularly about deaths here in New Zealand, where everyone knows anyone, just tell them to rack off or report them. And for you people, I know it's difficult for you, but try growing a brain. Yep, Steve Kirsch, that whack job American guy who invented the optical mouse, he was saying Afiso Collins died from the vaccine. That was another recent example. Afiso Collins, the anti-vaxxers. Oh, that's unusual. Kirsch isn't even a Kiwi, says Jesse. Yeah. Sean, this is from Clinton. I think you're wrong about people spreading the BS about Kate. It's the cookers on the other side that are being disgusting about her. Sean, the problem is we live in a society where we need a reason for everything that happens. They just need to shut the hell up and show respect. Just insensitive a-holes. That's right, Possum. Read Kate Middleton. If everyone took a deep breath and said to themselves, there, but for the grace of God, the world would be a better place. Regards, indeed. That's from Ash. Back on the anti-vax thing again, Sean, you're getting boring. I think you're scared. And Kerry, you are the sort of moron who probably says, Kate, she probably turbo cancer from the vax. Kerry, you're the sort of idiot that should stay off social media and probably go and see a doctor and get some sort of medication to try and grow yourself a brain. And, one of the reasons, I guess, the platform lost an important member of our family recently, and the old anti-vaxxers were into it. I've had it about my heart condition, nothing to do with the vaccine, nothing to do with COVID, my heart condition. Much, much better now. Just got to get fit again. Brother kicked my bottom at tennis last night. So I just wanted to say that, and I know it's easy in a world of clickbait and instant gratification and dopamine hits through social media. It's easy to climb onto a story or speculation about the Kate Middleton thing. But I think we have all, myself included, been taught a very good lesson about sometimes shutting your mouth and being thought a fool, then opening it and removing all doubt. And I wish Kate Middleton and every family and every individual struggling with a cancer diagnosis and struggling with treatment for cancer, and I've been through it, and I lost my dad, and I used to take him to the chemo. I would think my thoughts go out to all of you. And I know that anyone saying it's got something to do with the vax on social media doesn't help you cope with what you're going through at all. So there endeth the lesson.